the Field with Isaiah Robinson, special guest Nkeim Johnson. Before we get into this video, make sure y'all like, comment, and go subscribe to my YouTube channel. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing well. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good. So we got Nkeim, 5'9", 167, wide receiver from Washington, D.C., playing at Syracuse right now. Before we get into it, I'm going to show the crowd and the fans your highlights, so let them know what you're working with.
All right.
You gotta watch the way you move to make it.
Dorsey looking for the deep ball. Got him! Touchdown!
I just wanna
down
ball
the middle.
on the side.
Wide open man. Nkeim Johnson for 6.
I made it out alive, sometimes I wonder. Cause we've been going to war since Contra. The valley of the shadows of death.
Going for the end zone. He's got a man. It's caught. Nkeim Johnson.
Things I can never forget. The Reaper to my homie soul, feel like he had to me next. Oh Lord. I just
Going
wanna
deep
ball
near the end zone, it's caught, and a touchdown! Nkeim Johnson!
Sometimes I wonder, cause we've been going to war since Contra.
For the fans that don't know who Nkeim Johnson is, who are you?
Man, depends on what aspect you're looking for, man. In general, I mean, you know, I'm a nice guy, you know, off the field. You know what I'm saying? I don't really do too much. I kind of just make sure I handle my business and really stay to myself, really. You know, I got my own thing going right now where I'm trying to build a brand where basically it's more so about, like, giving motivation and giving, you know what I'm saying, uplift to people around me. Like, there's a lot of people in this world that, you know, been through a lot of trials and tribulations and stuff like that, but everybody don't, you know what I'm saying, feel like they have a person that has a voice for them, you know what I'm saying? So I've been through some things in my life, been through some things last season where I feel like I had to gravitate to something called no questions. No questions in my brand, and I feel like moving forward in life, that's what I want people to live life with. No questions. Like, you don't got, if you know what you got to do, you got to get it done. For real. That's me.
I like that. So I see that you grew up with a pretty large family. What was it like for you?
Man, I feel like really that was everything for me, though, because it really shaped me to be who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have 5 younger brothers, and I'm looking after each and every one of them. So it's like I'm the role model for them. Everything I do is like they look at me as a model, like a role model. Everything I do, they want to do. So it's like if I'm not setting a good example, then it means they're going to follow suit. They're going to do the same thing that I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So if I want to be something in life, I got to make sure I relay that message to them as well.
Right. So, like, family's everything to you in that aspect.
Yeah, family, everything to me.
So going back in the day, back in the high school days, so Friendship Collegiate, I remember when y'all first started building y'all squad up and then the powerhouse, I used to bug my parents asking could I transfer from over there and just go there and be a part of that. But I heard y'all practice field wasn't the best. Can you tell me about all that?
I mean, our practice field was just, you know, straight dirt for real. That's why they call us the Beach Boys. You know, we get it out the mud for real over there. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of people that made it to the NFL. A lot of guys are still in the NFL now. But, I mean, at the end of the day, what that does is just build mindset in people, really. That's what that does, you know, practicing on the beach every day. You know, there's glass on the field. There's whatever you find on the field. I mean, you got to find a way around it. Just like there's obstacles in life, you got to find a way around that. So, I mean, hey, that's what that does, just really train mindset for real.
Right. And for, like, the people that really don't know, like, Friendship isn't, like, I'll say, like, close to the heart of D.C. Like, it's around everything for real. So, like, there's the good parts of D.C. and there's also the bad parts and the hood part. So, like, Friendship was close to the hood part. So, like, there'll be stolen cars on the field. Then they say it was, like, a burning car was a stolen car when y'all went out to practice.
Yeah, I mean, I remember days me going to practice and hearing gunshots in the background, you know. I mean, people getting chased by the police. I mean, hey, different trials and tribulations that people got to face, though, but you kind of got to block out the outside noise, you know what I'm saying, just keep moving forward, really. That's all we did, you know. I grew up in the hottest shoulder of the city, so, I mean, like, going to a school like that, I already kind of knew what I was going to be facing on a day-to-day basis because I live right down the street, so what I seen right down the street wasn't really nothing too different from when I went to school, really.
So tell me about that, just like being around that environment and making sure you have your head on right and trying to make it in life. So tell me about that. Like, how did you conquer all those obstacles? Because I know you got people telling you things over here. You a football player, like I know people want you to do things, and you also may have people that saying, all right, stay out the way, and just like that. So tell me about all that.
I mean, really, it's just like my environment. I could say it really shaped me to be who I am. You know what I'm saying? I had to grow up a lot faster, though, because imagine being a 13-year-old kid, 12-year-old kid, you walk out the door, bullets get to flying past your face. You know what I'm saying? You got to grow up early. You got to learn how to maneuver. You got to learn how to act in certain situations. You know, it's people who's going to be around you. You're going to want you to do things that you don't want to do, but it's really all up to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to see the things around you and see if that's really what you want for yourself. Like, I done seen drug dealers. I done seen people that steal cars. I done seen all type of stuff like that. I got people in my family that have done stuff like that. So, I mean, it was around me firsthand. But when I look on the opposite end, I'm thinking about all these people, and still to this day, it's like they still doing the same things. You know what I'm saying? So why would I put myself in that same boat as those people rather than do something different? So, like, that's really what it taught me. It just taught me that you see one thing, you could take it for face value, but you got to be able to try to maneuver and find a way around it. Like, it was so much stuff that goes on a day-to-day basis within, like, the community that I lived in. But it's like, if you want something in life, you just got to keep striving. You can't say, oh, my situation held me back. Oh, this held me back. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you really just got to keep pushing in all aspects for real, for real. Like, if things get tough, hey, you know what I'm saying? You got to find a way. That's where no questions come in there. You know what I'm saying?
Put your head down, keep grinding.
Always.
Get the situation that you want. With that. So there's a lot of things that's going on in D.C. right now, like from the White House to the city streets. Do you keep up with everything that's going back home?
Man, I mean, everything that's going on right back home, all my friends, all my family back there. So, of course, they telling me the stuff that's going on. And, you know, social media big now. So, especially with all the crazy stuff that's going on as far as, like, in the bad communities and just around the city in general. I mean, Murder Mayhem is really putting everything out there for us, you know. You see the amount of homicides and everything that's happening right in front of your face. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's been so many people that I've known that's been on that page, and it's crazy. But, I mean, hey, that's just the reality of the city and the area that we live in. So, you know what I'm saying? We can't really kind of think twice about it. Really, you just got to hope that the people that you love and the people that you can touch has been the ones that can stay out the way. Because other than that, it's like you don't never know if the next day promise or even the next hour promise, really. Because anything can happen. You could be in crossfire. It could be somebody else's situation going on, but you could just be in crossfire because they don't care. They just doing whatever they got to do in broad daylight. So,
It's like that. One, because he was playing quarterback and he just got hit with a crossfire not too long ago. You know what I'm talking about?
You talking about the 11-year-old dude, the youngest?
Yeah, 11-year-old.
Yeah, definitely that.
His name, but yeah, bro, just like situations like that. And like that shit literally happens every day. So like,
for real. My little brother, 13 years old, and I mean, he got a friend that's dead, the same age as him. You know what I'm saying? That's just the harsh realities of what goes on when you live in the city, for real. It's just like what I'm doing is to better my family in their situation. Like, if I can be able to touch my family and do what I'm doing on this level to make it to the next level to be able to get them out of that, then of course, by all means, you know, that's what I'm doing, for real. You know what I'm saying? That's my first goal. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you, family is everything to me, and I can't imagine somebody close to me, something like that happening to them. You know what I'm saying? With stuff that happens so much with people being close. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. So is your little brothers aren't even in the sports? Or?
Oh yeah. My 13-year-old little brother play basketball. He nice too though. He gonna be something in a little bit. I ain't gonna lie to you. He gonna be something. And my other little brother is 11. He play football. I mean, I feel. He got all of me written all over him. You know, I played football. That's my thing. I played basketball, but I mean, I kind of fell in love with football. But he definitely like really a split image of me. And then my other two younger brothers, they really trying to figure it out. And then I got a baby little brother, so he ain't really into nothing yet.
That's right. So what are some changes you like in the city right now? Since it's doing a whole lot of changing, whole lot of rebuild. Like, bro, I went up there the other day. I seen some shit I never seen before. I'm talking about like skylines, like they doing some whole nother stuff. I also know like what some things you see that can be improved on too.
Man, really, first and foremost is the schools, really. That's really first and foremost, because I mean they doing all this stuff to make the city look good, but like in reality, like all the stuff that's really going on in the city, they're not trying to handle those problems. The stuff that's being taught in the school system, how these teachers are not really trying to push these students, not pushing these students to get scholarships. There's a whole bunch of crazy stuff that's going on, but we worried about building buildings, you know what I'm saying, to make the city look sweet. But
right. He said, first of all, it starts off in the schools, just like.
Yeah, like how you gonna expect somebody to get like the ideal life for a person, especially coming out of our area, is to either not finish high school, graduate high school and get a job, or you know what I'm saying? Like why are we not pushing for students to go to college? Like they're not really trying to help kids go to school. There's only a certain amount of people that go to school and actually people that really finish school. Like most of the people I went to high school with that graduated my senior class, you know what I'm saying? A lot of them is still in school, but most of them are not.
Right.
Most of them ain't even really finished with me in the beginning. So it's like they kind of was just moving people along, just saying, "Oh yeah, we did it." They got their diploma or whatever the situation is.
And it's just like growing up around like our area, like in the DMV and shit. It's like you got people like that's telling you, "Oh, you gotta do sports to go to school," and like that's the only way you can get out of school. But, like,
that's not true. Like it's a lot of other things. Like I mean, myself personally, like if I didn't play football, I mean, yeah, football is my outlet, but personally, I had academic scholarships to go somewhere because that was just what I wanted for myself. I just wanted to make sure my mom ain't have to pay for it because I knew she ain't have it. Like, but it was based off my will and my want. I was going to these administrators and the people at my school in the program that I was in school, they kind of pushed for that, but it wasn't the same on every other. Like my school was broken up by academy, so like the academy that I was in was early college, where I was taking like AP classes and stuff like that. But everybody else, like where it started to trickle down the totem pole. Like them people wasn't pushed how we was pushed in our program. You know what I'm saying? So how do they really expect for them people to want something better for themselves when they're not really even being told that they can do more? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I do play sports, but I mean at the end of the day, I did handle what I needed to handle in the classroom. You know what I'm saying? Like, school is not like like everything, but it's like, you know what I'm saying, it can help you get to a next level though, you know what I'm saying? You can go to school, learn whatever you need to learn to be able to branch off and make, you know what I'm saying, a bigger life for yourself in the end.
Right. I'm glad you learned that shit at a young age, because like sometimes like a lot of people, athletes, they don't realize that until like they get to their senior year or their junior and it's too late because they don't have their grades together. And it's just like, damn, like I was only worried about sports and I didn't even get my grades together to be able to go into the next level. That's how a lot of people ended up in JUCO and stuff like that.
I mean, my mom really, she just pushed me though, because I mean, she kind of she knew I was always naturally gifted at the sport. So she knew that, I mean, I could work hard to keep getting better and stuff like that. But she also wanted something else for me though. Like the most, you know what I'm saying, the most feared person in the world is a black man with an education, you know what I'm saying, a smart black man, you know what I'm saying? So that's what she wanted more for me. She didn't want me to not know what I'd be getting myself into, or not being able to read a contract, or not being able to understand what somebody's saying to me. She wanted me to be able to understand and handle myself in all aspects. So for me, girls, like, with me saying this here today, I hope everybody listening, because that's definitely important though. Like we need education to a certain extent because it can help you learn things that you didn't before. Like me just in general going to college, I'd have met so many different people that I probably would have never met before if I didn't go. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever the case may be. Yeah, college is, a lot of people talk about college as far as the education, but it's like also networking, like meeting new people. Like you can meet somebody that can be like a future investor in like Apple or owner in Apple or something like that. Like this is the type of world we live in. When you go to school, you meet people like that. You get to talk to these different type of people. They can teach you some things that you definitely met and like didn't know before. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's the biggest thing that I've learned. Like especially with all the dudes on my team. I got some real smart dudes on my team, and I had some powerful conversations with some stuff that they trying to do in the future. You know what I'm saying? And other people that just around campus in general. You know what I'm saying? Like that. We all kind of need that experience a little bit because it touches us in a different way. It expands your mindset. Like, I don't want to leave from D.C. and have a city mindset while I'm up here in Syracuse, New York. You know what I'm saying? You kind of got to code switch and change that a little bit. Yeah, I still got myself going on, like who I am, and I'm going to stay true to my values and true to myself. But at the end of the day, like, when you come into a different arena in a different realm, like you got to be able to adapt. You got to be able to learn a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's the biggest thing that we all need to know, especially as black men and black women. You know what I'm saying? We got to know that.
No, facts. Big fact. So just like you were saying, going to college. Let's move to the college portion. So what were the biggest adjustments you had to make going from high school to college?
Really, it's just like how many people is here. Like just even on like a football aspect, I remember going to my games and it probably barely be like 200 people, maybe 300 people, if that. Never had 1,000+ people at no game. And to come up here and it's over 40, 50,000 people sitting in the crowd and stuff like that, and then just every day walking on campus, like I see a different face that I didn't see yesterday. I'm gonna see somebody new that I didn't see. I feel like that was really the biggest adjustment. Like I'm not really all into the college life, the partying and doing all that crazy stuff and all that. Cause I mean, I feel being in the city, you know how I get down. We do stuff like that when we're younger. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like coming up here, I felt like I kind of wanted to leave that to the side so I could be able to keep my mind focused on the stuff that I needed to focus on for real. But that was really my biggest adjustment, just like how many people is up here, like how many different personalities and different culture of people that you got to deal with. Like it's coming from the inner city of DC, I didn't have white classmates, Caucasian classmates, or Asian classmates. It was predominantly black students. Maybe had a couple Caucasian teachers, but other than that, it was really predominantly black. So you know what I'm saying? Like that's just a big adjustment for me coming up here, being able to interact with these different type of people and try to make them understand me and also me understand them as well. You know what I'm saying? Like that was a big adjustment because every day you sit in the classroom, it's like you with people that's nothing like you. I come from a community that's, you know what I'm saying, impoverished, you know what I'm saying? It's not the best communities, but I'm going to school up here with people who come to school with Maseratis on day one, you feel me? Like 18-year-old kids, like they got bagged like that, you know what I'm saying? It was different for me, like saying, I'm like, oh, like what type of life y'all living? Like I want to live that. Like some of the stories and some of the stuff that I tell people about, like the stuff that I had to see on a day-to-day basis, like wow, like your life is really like it's almost like a movie. And I'm looking at them like y'all life is like a movie. Like y'all went to the big high schools and the stuff that y'all see on TV, and the nice kids pulling up with the nice cars and all type of stuff. Like I felt like that was a movie, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that was a big adjustment for me.
So how did you adjust to that? Like you just started talking to people, or like how did that come about?
I'm gonna be honest, like you know, I kind of had a city mindset when I first came up here, so it's like, oh no, I don't trust these people, you know what I'm saying? But after a while, you started to notice like you kind of got to adapt, you know what I'm saying? You will want to meet and venture off with different type of people because learning something new about somebody else can really teach you something different about yourself that you didn't know in the beginning, you know what I'm saying? So I really just tried my hardest just interacting with different people. Like first, really what was the breaking point and it helped me the most was my teammates. My team is really diverse. You know what I'm saying? It's different. We got all different shades of people on my team. So that was the biggest adjustment. You know, in high school, we was playing with all the same people. You know, people just like us. But when I came up here, it was totally different. And I had to really get adjusted. Like, okay, if I could talk to this dude in the locker room, what's the difference between the same person I might meet on campus? You know what I'm saying? Every time I go through campus, I just see students, see them throwing the ball or whatever, interacting. I just, oh, yeah, hey, bro. You know what I'm saying? Throw it to me, and I just get interacting with people, start talking to them like that, really. You know what I'm saying? I just try to be different than I was before. I feel like, you know, when you're in the city, you ain't walking up to nobody and just, oh, yeah, what's up? Unless you know that person or somebody else know them. You know what I'm saying? So I feel coming up here, I'm just like, you know what, all right, let me kind of relax a little bit. It's serious up here. You know what I'm saying? So
we're chilling, like.
Yeah.
Big fact. I feel like just going to college, like, helps other athletes or just people in general, like, all about networking, like, because you can get a great education, but, like, when you get to the world and everything, it is about who you know. And, like,
everything is about who you know.
Everything.
So it's like, like I said before, like the person, some dude that's on my team right now, somebody that I walk past on campus could be a person I could be asking for a job in 10 years. You know what I'm saying? And you never know that if you never open up your mouth to talk to that person. I mean, I don't talk to every single person on campus, but like the people that I feel like is needed for me to speak to them, those are the people that I gravitate to. Those are the people I talk to and kind of interact with.
So what are some lessons you can share for the audience from your journey, both on and off the field, that can help someone else out?
I think I'm gonna start with the on the field.
Mm-hmm.
On the field, really just always being prepared. Really, like this game, what we don't understand is really a business. Not and I wouldn't say more so like that serious of a business, but it's a business though. You know what I'm saying? You got a job to do when you come in here, the guidelines, and you basically got to follow by that. So I mean, just explain them out like my personal journey, like coming in as a true freshman. I started as a true freshman, you know, played a lot, didn't really get the ball much, but I got the chance to learn and stuff like that. So, I mean, yeah, that was frustrating, but when I think about it going into my sophomore year, it just made everything that much better for me, really. You know what I'm saying? The game slowed down.
Mm-hmm.
I understood coverages a lot better. I understood the game plan a lot better. I knew the offense a lot better. You know what I'm saying? It was just a lot of different things that it was able to teach me. I mean, I kind of hit the success a little earlier than a lot of people do. You know, I was being one of the top players in the country at one point in time. Like, I feel that in that aspect, when you get to that point, you got to understand that it could be taken from you just like that. You can get hurt. Somebody else could come in as a freshman that could be better than you if you're not working hard enough, you know what I'm saying, to keep your position, stuff like that you got to keep in your back of your mind. So I feel like I kind of started to ride the high wave a little bit too much, you know what I'm saying, believing the hype and focusing on the wrong stuff that I shouldn't have been focused on. So, I mean, leading into my junior year, I got hurt. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of started to experience the things that goes on when you get hurt and how you start to become on the bottom of the totem pole and how you trying to get back and trying to make sure you stand cool with everybody. And I feel like that was the most humbling experience for me, really. And that's when I found the whole no questions thing, really. You know, no questions is a DC thing, but I kind of turned it into like a motto. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you know what you got to do, then there's no question that you got to get it done. You feel what I'm saying? So if my job was to come in here and ball, my job wasn't to come in here and ride the success story that I had. You know what I'm saying? Right. And with me focusing on that, I feel like it set me back. And, you know, God got a way of giving us our, you know what I'm saying, our lessons. And I felt like that was what I needed. I ain't never really been hurt in my life before. So that was shocking for me. It was frustrating. I'm like, I got hurt? Like, what? Right. You feel me? Like, my body good. I never been hurt before. But, I mean, stuff like that happens, though. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you riding that high horse and you ain't working as hard as you supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, stuff will hit you real fast.
So tell me about that. Talk to me about that. Just, like, how people treat you different because, like, you ball and you got the shot, like, maybe on campus or maybe even in the classroom. Like, do you feel like people were treating you different from when you was on that highway to when you got hurt?
I can say the biggest difference between, I mean, like when I was balling, everybody on campus was, you know what I'm saying, they knew my face, they would see my face, you know what I'm saying, stuff like my face going on the Jumbotron and shit like that, so people would see me. But I feel like once I got hurt, it definitely did change though. You know, when somebody else kind of stepped in that road that you was, you know what I'm saying, them shoes that you was feeling at one point, somebody else step into that. That's how the world works anyway. That's the next person they going to. It's always the on to the next type of mentality. So I mean, yeah, definitely it definitely changed. And as far as like coaching as well, like my coaches was on me hard trying to get me back because they know I'm a good player, I'm an asset to the team, but at the same time, it was like they had that next man up mentality. So I mean, definitely that's more so what that was. It was always the next man mentality. Now I wouldn't say people forgot about me, you know what I'm saying? People still know who I am and people still, but it's not like, oh hey man, great game. It's not that no more, you know what I'm saying? It's, oh, what's up, Nykeim? You know what I'm saying? I become Nykeim again. But when you ball and you, oh man, you great. Oh, you know what I'm saying? There's all that crazy stuff going on, like rah. Right. But once that changed, everything different. You know what I'm saying? But that's really what that is.
So going through the whole hurt process and the rehab and recovery, how was that mentally to you? I know you Christian man, you got God on your side, but like mentally, was that tough on you, or what was your mindset like?
Yeah, that definitely was tough because like I was saying, like I never been hurt that serious before where I actually couldn't play the game. Like I had little knacks, like, hamstring or the ankle hurting or something like that. We all get those from playing sport, and that's what comes with the sport. But like actually taking this major injury where I had to sit down and I couldn't run for 4 months and I couldn't do none of that for 4 months, like that wasn't mentally. It kind of put me in a bad place. I was frustrated. Like, it was a lot of stuff going on. Like, my attitude was different. Like, I didn't know how to. I feel like I was kind of like walking around like a ticking bomb for real, for real. Like, anything somebody said to me or if anybody said something wrong, it's like I was pissed. Like, I was always mad for real because I'm more so focused on getting back, but it's like I can't get back. And then when I got back, I had to wear a brace on my leg. I wasn't the same for a minute. I couldn't cut the same. I wasn't running the same because I wasn't running for 4 months. So I came back in and kind of hopped back into the game. So it wasn't the same for me. So that definitely was really frustrating. That's one of those things that when you're going through that process, you really got to find something that can keep you positive. If you don't have anything that can keep you positive, and I feel like that's always going to make it harder for you.
Something that you can help, you can talk about for off the field.
Off the field is really just like trying to be the best version of yourself always. Like I had a young guy DM me on Instagram asking me like questions about life in general. When we was talking, I was telling him just like really just always trying to be the best version of yourself, like doing stuff differently that you wouldn't have done before, like anything that you can do that can help your mental health become a lot better will always put you in a better state of mind and always help you in any situation, really. And thinking about it, like how I wasn't always a firm believer. I'm not saying I wasn't a believer in God, but I always didn't put God first, really. You know what I'm saying? And think about the stuff that he's done for us. Like, I really had to find something that that's bigger than myself. Like, if you want to be the better version of yourself, it's something that you got to give up, and it's not always you. Like, you always can't be the answer to everything. It's something else that got to be the answer to something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going through a tough time in my life, and maybe something that be real hard, maybe something that could tear me down. I could cry all day about it. Something I maybe have lost something really close to me, but I think about God, really. Like, I sit down and pray to God, or I think about no questions or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, just to keep myself moving forward, really. Like, if you don't keep yourself moving forward positively, then, I mean, you're going to really stay in the same place. It's just kind of always trying to expand the mindset and expand yourself and expand stuff that's bigger than you and everything that's around you. It's always the little things. Like, I noticed that off the field, it's really the little things. Like, if you do the little things right, then I feel like everything else kind of comes along. You always going to have trials and tribulations in your life, but we got to understand that. Many people don't really understand that things are going to go bad. That's how the world is supposed to work. It's always good and it's always evil. You know what I'm saying? We got to have the two in order for the world to be able to work. You know what I'm saying? There got to be a little balance between that. But it's like, it's really all about how you manifest that situation, really. And like I said, just staying positive and keep pushing forward, really.
I like that. That's all right. So going to a Power 5 conference, like a Power 5 school like Syracuse, what is it like as an athlete? Like, talk to me about your everyday schedule, or like, talk to me about that. How is it like?
Right now, you know, we're going through camp, so, I mean, on the days we got lift, I'm up, right, 6:50, 7 o'clock, and we lift at 7:30, and I'm kind of there from 7:30 till about, like, 8 o'clock at night, really. We got time in between the day where we go. You can go get your food or eat food there, stay down there. You got some time off, but for my day really kind of packed. I do something at 7:30, then 9:15 we got this meeting, then at 10:30 we got this meeting. Then at 11:15 we got this walkthrough. Then we got time off, and then when we come back at 3 o'clock, 2:15 got to get taped for practice. Come back at 3 o'clock, we got another set of meetings. And after that, we getting ready to go to practice and go on the field, and we out there for about 2.5 to 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? So that's really a typical day for me during the summer right now, especially with being in camp. But like during the school year, I mean, with me being on my senior year, and I kind of graduated early, so my class schedule is a little different than everybody else's. I only take a few classes, but really I go to class on average, let me say from 10 to 2, something like that. And then we got practice around like 3 o'clock, something like that. And then between those times, you know, you got your taping and your meetings and stuff like that. So, I mean, that's really a typical day for me. Or 2, during the season, we lift early in the morning before we go to class and stuff like that.
Yeah, I like lifting early, though, getting it out of the way.
Yeah, I don't like doing stuff in the midday. Like I want to just if we're gonna have practice and meetings, we need to have practice and meetings, get it over with. For real. So that's really like a typical day for me. It's kind of packed, but I mean, once you get used to it, you kind of be able to like fly through it and maneuver through it for real. You just gotta kind of try to balance your regular life with, you know what I'm saying, sport and everything that you got going on for real.
So speaking about your regular life, you've been in school for 4 years now. What were your best and worst times as a college athlete? On the field and off the field, you do both.
I mean, I don't really do much off the field. Off the field, I really just, in my free time, I just make music, really just chill for real. I don't really.
Music, like rapping?
Yeah, I be doing all that, a little bit of.
I think listen to a song, fool.
I got you. I'm send you some of your way. Yeah, that's really what I be doing in my all the time. Cause I mean, I'm a city dude, so I'm big on trying to stay out of trouble and making sure I don't get myself put in a situation that I don't need to be in. I'm not saying I don't get active and I don't do, you know what I'm saying, the normal stuff that we all do, but man, I don't do it as much, so I just kind of try to stay out the way for real. I really be in my shell just trying to make my music and just stay out the way.
So what was your worst time as a college athlete?
My worst time, I say when I got hurt, because I mean it was different. I wasn't on the field as much during the season as I'm used to, especially from high school, my freshman year to my sophomore year to my junior year. Not being on the field a lot and just being on the sideline, that was the worst. Just like, and then we didn't have a great season that year, so that also kind of played a part in that too. That's really my worst time. Like once I got hurt and I was on the sideline a lot, that was my worst time, like college on the field.
So, like, when you was in the sideline, were you still encouraging the team?
Oh, yeah, for sure. You got to. I mean, it's a team sport. The sport not about me. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I want to be on the field to help my team out, but unfortunately, I wasn't. So, at the end of the day, I got to find another way to be able to help the team out, really. You know what I'm saying? Just talking to the young guys. Like, it's a bunch of young guys on the team that love talking to me. Like, everybody likes talking to me because, you know what I'm saying, I'm a real, I feel like an inspirational dude. Like, I can talk to people and I can move a crowd. You know what I'm saying? So, when I speak, people listen to me. So, other than that, like, being on the sidelines, kind of just try to play my role. Like I play my role of being the leader on the team. If anybody asks a question, like if I see guys on the sideline with their head down, you know what I'm saying, I got to be the one to lift them up. Of course, that comes with a little bit of passion behind that sometimes, Everything don't get transpired like all nicely. Sometimes I might yell on the sideline and say something like, man, come on, you know what I'm saying? Like that just goes with the game. The game comes with aggression and passion, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I felt like I still motivated and moved my team in a way that helped them be able to get off the ground. You know what I'm saying? Get off that bench and stop putting their head down. You know what I'm saying? Just little stuff like that. Of course, I had to be a better teammate because usually I'm a better teammate being the dude that's on the field and lead by that example. But I had to take a different type of leadership role. I had to be more vocal this time. So it was a little different.
So every college has this. Like I know at our college, I'll say at Maine, it was called Maine Day. That's where everybody come from like alumni come, everybody comes, turn up, and they have a big day. So what is your big college event that everybody looks forward to?
Mayfest. Mayfest is like right before school ends. And they kind of have like performances. They bring in different artists. It's like a big day party starting from like 10 in the morning. Around that time, it goes all day into the night. Then they got a big party at the student center. That's really where everybody kind of looks forward to. Alumni come back for that, and different stuff like that. That's really that's a big time in Syracuse.
Is it cool?
Yeah, it's cool. Like I told you, I don't really try to mix and get into all of that. You know what I'm saying? The scene. I mean, I definitely pull up to the concert, depending on the artist they have. Sometimes they don't be having the people I be want to hear, so I don't go. But I mean, yeah, it's definitely it's cool. I mean, the environment here, like from what I'm used to, is a lot different. So that's really why I don't go out and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot safer. It's fun. It's lit. People be having a good time and all that. But I mean, hey, I've done that a lot. You know what I'm saying? Especially in my youth. So kind of try to, you know what I'm saying, kind of take the back seat a little bit with that.
No, I'm big facts. Cause like I remember in like middle school and like all them days, like we used to be going to parties and stuff. Like, so like this shit ain't nothing really like too exciting for real.
Yeah, a bunch of people just going to drinking, you know what I'm saying, being drunk all day. I mean, What I need to do that for?
Right. Nah,
I'm lit by myself. You feel me? So I keep myself going. All the people that hang around me, they keep me going. You feel me? So
big facts. So you major in communication, right?
yeah.
Mm-hmm. So tell me about that. Like, why you picked that major?
Because communications is everything, and it taught me how to speak more. Like I felt I always been a guy that knew a lot,
Mm-hmm.
didn't know how to express it all the time. I didn't know how to basically move a crowd like how I know how to do now. Like being in the communication field, like it's taught me how to interact with different type of people, how to sway this type of crowd and bring these type of people towards me and stuff like that. So I mean that definitely has helped me. And plus once I'm done with sports, I want to stay around the game. I want to be able to go on ESPN and be able to talk about the sports and analyze everything that's going on, or you know what I'm saying, wherever else I see myself fit. You know what I'm saying? Like me being able to do that, talking is something that I like to do anyway. So I can be a motivational speaker. You know what I'm saying? Like how Eric Thomas does his thing where he goes and moves the people that he needs to move, the Alabama football teams and all that. If I could do stuff like that, communications is definitely what helped me be able to do that. Because like at first I felt, I wouldn't say shy, but I wouldn't want to get up in front of a crowd because I didn't feel like people was listening. But in order to face that fear, you got to be able to do it first. You know what I'm saying? So getting in some of those classes, it'll be 100, 200 people in the class. I'm talking about full. I have to be the only one standing down there at the podium, and I got to speak to that whole class. Like I done had stuff like that in my public advocacy classes and stuff like that. So that's definitely helped me be able to feel confident in doing that.
I know. And like starting off on it, like you be in the class, you look at people going up there talking, but you don't really realize the difference until you up there talking. And then you build that confidence over time.
Nah, for real. Because like when you get in front of that crowd, you like, oh, I don't want to say the wrong thing.
Yeah.
What I'm supposed to say, like how I'm supposed to say it, but I just learned you just gotta be you.
Mm-hmm.
Like trust yourself. Like if you know what you're talking about, you know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? So whatever you feel like you need to say to the people, you just gotta say it. And that's one thing that one of my teachers had told me when I was first taking that class. Like it's not always about like going down there and just trying to just talk. It's like how you saying it to the people and how you making them feel you, like how you making them engage to what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? Once I learned that, that's basically being you. If you're trying to be something else, people can tell that. But if you're going up there and genuinely being yourself, people can respect that. So once you got people's respect, you got people's attention, really.
Facts. We get to the hot seat questions of the portion. What's the worst habit you'll never break?
I think probably cursing. I curse a lot sometimes. Like sometimes I be having to catch myself. Like I be talking to my coaches, and I'm like, yeah, they all grown men. We all grown men, but sometimes you gotta learn how to be a little bit more professional. But that's something that I'm really trying to work on. Like I've caught myself speaking to people and they kind of slip out. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I've definitely got better with it. You know what I'm saying? I think I did it once on here. I tried not to, but
now you good. You curse on this jump.
I think I did it once on this jump. But other than that, that's a habit that I think I really need to break. I need to break that habit.
So next question: would you rather be stranded at sea for 5 days or in the jungle for 10?
Shit, I'd be in the jungle for 10. I feel like I can get out of there.
Well, yeah.
Stranded at sea, you don't know if you're gonna get help. You know what I mean? That's a little bit different right there. I feel like in the jungle, I at least be able to help myself get out of there.
Mm-hmm. At least have some more tools and shit.
Like you on the water, you just got whatever you stranded out there with. That's all you got. You can't get nothing else. I mean, yeah, you got your water for drinking or whatever, but shit, you ain't got nothing else for real.
What would you do if you won the lottery? 100 million during lottery. What would you do?
I'm going back to DC. I'm definitely going back to DC. Probably going to buy some of the projects because I know a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, got put out of the project. So I definitely want to do that. Start up a youth center for kids. You know what I'm saying? Like how we used to back in the day have Boys and Girls Club. I don't really see all that stuff going on like that no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we still got these clubhouse football teams and shit like that. But for real, we don't, like, the community aspect in these communities is not the same. Like as I got older, I started to see that it branched off and became different. So like I would definitely want to put more resources in our communities. Because I remember growing up, there wasn't no open gyms I could just go hoop at.
Right.
It wasn't no open fields we could just go play at, for real. You know what I'm saying? We had to hop the gate, going and trespass somebody else's turf, you know what I'm saying, to be able to do what we got to do. But definitely that. I definitely want to do stuff like that for the community first.
That's all right. Thank you for coming on the show, bro. We want to appreciate you. Anything you want to say to the fans before you hop off?
You know, it's your boy Nkeim, man. You know, I got that brand new question coming out, so I want y'all to definitely stay tuned. And this year, if we playing football, it's gonna definitely be a big year. So look out for me.
Yes, sir. All right, bro. Thank you for coming on off the field.
All right, bro. No question.
Hey, hold up. Fred made this? Hey, hold up. Fred made this?